It's Friday, time for another weekly update. The COVID-19 vaccine rollout has begun, but of course it's been like building an airplane while you're flying it at the same time. Our health department, which has done herculean work throughout the pandemic, is experiencing an extremely high volume of calls, and we are adjusting as we can by adding new phone lines and moving to an online appointment booking system. Just as testing was limited at first, vaccine distribution is ramping up. Ultimately, the health department will not be the primary provider for vaccines. Private providers will be doing that. The health department is only in charge of distribution of vaccines that are sent to it, which is currently about 500 vaccines a week. The federal government is working with private entities like Walgreens and CVS to distribute vaccines to long-term care facilities, so we don't have control over when and how that is rolled out. Our health department, hospitals, and others are working as hard as they can to get the vaccine out. While we all certainly understand the frustration, please don't take your frustrations out on them. This is a monumental task, so please be patient. So far, the health department has vaccinated almost 4,000 people. That does not include the number of people vaccinated by hospitals and other providers. Thanks to this massive effort, Tennessee is getting the vaccine out there more quickly than most other states. So again, thank you to all involved. For more information about vaccine distribution, please visit the health department's website. Now let's move on to the event that took place in Washington, D.C. this week. First, a new Congress was installed on Sunday. The body is historically diverse and, of course, includes former Knox County Mayor Tim Burchett. Congratulations, Congressman. Sadly, we all know what happened a few days later. As Congress was debating the confirmation votes of the Electoral College, an angry mob of President Trump's supporters stormed the Capitol, fought with federal police, and gained entry into the building. The Capitol went on lockdown. The National Guard was called out to disperse the rioters. Dozens of people were injured, and 5 people were killed, including a Capitol policeman. Political violence is inexcusable. In a constitutional republic, we solve differences with intellectual debate, not with violence. Not only do I condemn what happened, I don't see any point in it. You've got people dressed up like Vikings taking pictures on the floor of the House, or some dude with his feet propped up on the speaker's desk. Grow up. Millions of people across this country have devoted their lives promoting and defending the things you say you believe in, and this is how you act? Like a 13-year-old delinquent who sneaks into school and draws dirty pictures on the chalkboard? Really? Nonetheless, we do need to keep this in context. Last year, we lived through the most violent summer in a generation. That violence was perpetrated mostly by folks on the left. Now, it's folks on the right. It's like watching our country being torn apart before our very eyes. My friends, we are going to have to find a way to get along and coexist. And that seems to be getting harder and harder to do. Instead of finding common ground, our differences are becoming ever more pronounced. And in many cases, they have become badges of honor. This cannot go on, or it will tear us apart. To me, I think much of the problem lies with a system of government that has become too centralized and issues rigid one-size-fits-all policies that the entire country, all 330 million of us, must follow. We have forgotten the beauty of our system of federalism and the 10th Amendment, which gives states the flexibility to tailor their laws and policies so that they fit the culture of the people who live there. My hope is that we will rediscover the wisdom of the founders so that we are able to work together when we can and realize that if we can't, there really is a way to agree to peacefully disagree. My fear is that we are going to keep traveling down the same path, resulting in more division, more anger, and more tragedies. I believe that America is still the greatest country the world has ever seen. Let's work to make her even better, not to tear her apart. Until next Friday, I hope everyone has a great week.